Bonjour à tous, aujourd'hui une nouvelle vidéo sur Triangle Stratégie. Donc on est aux portes du chapitre 12, donc là on va se faire sûrement attaquer par l'armée de Isante. Donc on va voir dans cet épisode ce qui va vraiment se passer. Est-ce que ce sera un épisode de blabla, est-ce que ce sera un épisode de combat? On va voir ça ensemble, donc on lance tout de suite.
So that's the size of it. House Wolffort has gone to such great lengths for us.
It was our decision and ours alone. Your people brought nothing upon us.
It is as Serenoa says. We are happy to do all that we can to protect you.
Forgive me, Lady Frederica, but your mother was Lady Orleia, was she not? You came to our rescue just as she did. I cannot help but feel 'twas fated to be so.
You knew my mother?
Where did you hear of this, Jerome? I've told you not a whit about her.
I overheard whispers between my mother and father long ago. Why would the elders labor to keep such information secret?
Well, truth be told, we feared being persecuted anew.
And so your greatest fears have come true. Pray, hide no longer, and tell Lady Frederica what you know.
You know the history of Hyzan's oppression of the RÉSEAUX, yes? Then you know of the Rosellan revolt that occurred 30 years ago. Your mother, Lady Orleia, led that uprising at the source. She led us to freedom from Hyzan's rule, here to the Wolffort domain. She was a woman of great courage. She even left a sizable gash upon the goddess's statue as we departed.
The statue that stands tall in the source. I've never heard tell of this gash.
I reckon not. Hyzant would never admit to such a thing. But we, Roselle, know the truth.
I had no idea my mother was involved with the revolt, let alone led it.
And it was my father who gave them this land to settle.
That he did. Lady Orleia, for her part, vowed to fight on, to liberate those who remained in Hyzant. The rest of us, battered and bruised in the escape, parted ways with her, and remained here to live out our days in peace.
And so she eventually found her way to Esfrost, where she was taken in. I thank you for sharing such a wonderful chapter of my mother's history.
I hear she rallied the people to her cause with these words. The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
How much of this have you heard?
Hold, I beg you, recite those words once more.
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
So there exists a key that gives the lie to the goddess's teachings. With that in hand, we can yet confront Hyzant.
Pray tell, good elder, what might it look like?
Alas, I fear I do not know.
I know not to what they were referring, but my parents always said Lady Orleia left it in this village.
Then the key is here. Jerome, please. We would speak with your parents at once.
I'm afraid that's not possible. They both passed many moons ago.
We must find this key, Lord Serenoa. I know it sounds like a fool's errand, but I feel we have no other choice.
I agree. 'Tis a slight hope, but hope nonetheless. Let the search begin.
C'est pas le pauvre papy qui va nous aider. Hein. Faut trouver la clé. Bon, pour résumer l'aventure pour le moment, bah, de mon côté, et un peu équiper mes personnages. Je me suis renseigné un petit peu aussi sur le dernier personnage qu'on a eu là, le petit papy Archibald. À ce qui paraît, c'est un super bon personnage. Donc c'est un personnage que je vais essayer vraiment pour voir dans mon équipe ce qu'il peut nous proposer. En espérant que ça soit cool. Après, de toute façon, j'aimais bien les archers, donc il serait quand même passé, on va dire. Pour le moment, on a 3 personnages sur lesquels investir vraiment. On a le tank, on a notre personnage principal et le petit papy. Les autres, pour le moment, on va dire que c'est des secondaires, mais on va quand même les équiper, mais pas utiliser et monter leur sort à fond comme les autres pour le moment. Bon, j'ai vu un truc briller là-haut. On va reparler à tout le monde. Là, normalement, on est bon.
Elder, for the sake of the Roselle, I've come to speak with you about the key.
Lord Serenoa, I am not one to speak in metaphor and code. I bid you tell me precisely what it is you seek.
Ah, il y a encore 2 choses que j'ai pas découvertes.
Do you think this pink mirror could be the key?
My word.
The pink pattern suggests this mirror is quite old. Might it be an item mentioned in Rosellan legend?
I never thought I'd see this again. It was a gift from my late wife. I scarcely recognized it without all the rust.
Might this be the key?
No, I can't say it is. But you'll never know how grateful I am
Pas
that you
assez
found
cherché
it.
alors. Il y avait la fourrure aussi.
I've shown the Elder everything I have. I suppose whatever might lead me to the key.
On n'investit pas assez, hein. Franchement là, ça va pas du tout. J'ai pas pensé aller dans les bâtiments, j'aurais dû.
The sun rises.
And we've got nothing to show for it.
Roland, I have a favor to ask of you.
And what might that be?
Take Frederica and get out of here.
Serenoa!
Please, live on.
And what will you do?
I shall stay here.
You said I was a member of House Wolfort. Please do not tell me that was a lie. I shall stay here with you, as your wife.
Frederica.
As will I. I fight with you to the end, my friend.
Roland.
I will protect the prince until my dying breath.
And I refuse to leave Frederica's side. Benedict.
Anna, you...
Say no more. I am with you.
Anna.
Stop sulking, all of you. This ain't like House Wolfort at all.
I suppose you're right. We must go forward with our heads held high. Until the very end.
Will none of you go? Truly? I see. Then we make our stand together. Today may be the day the Wolfort name vanishes from history. But we have nothing to fear. For our memory shall be engraved deep within the very souls of the Byzantine army. They will remember that Wolfort fought proudly in this land of Norzelia.
The Byzantine army strikes at dawn, sieging the Rosellan village where House Wolfort entrenches themselves. Despite the overwhelming difference in their military might, the battle rages on. That night, the Wolfort name vanishes from the map of Norzelia. Some say they were tragic heroes who remained true to their beliefs until the end. Others insist they were merely visionless dreamers who touted justice. But soon, even the voices that speak of them vanish. All that remains is fire and blood. The war rages on, none knowing when it will end.
Ok, ok. Bon, bah, on se retrouve tout de suite. C'est pas trop grave, de toute façon. Donc nous y revoilà. Bon, j'ai cherché un peu sur internet parce que je me suis cassé la tête encore une fois, j'arrivais pas à trouver. Donc la solution serait en fait de faire sortir le papy de chez lui. Donc il faut parler plusieurs fois à nos acolytes. Alors il faut parler au papy qui se trouve dans sa maison à lui. Après parler à Bénédicte, à ce qui paraît. Après parler à Frédérica de nouveau. Et après... Après ils disent qu'on peut aller dans la maison. Mais bon. Et qu'il y aurait quelque chose sous le tapis, voilà. Donc chose que j'avais pas tout à l'heure. Là, on va sûrement récupérer. Bah voilà. Je pense que oui, quand même. Donc, rien d'autre ici. On a eu tous les indices. On va quand même aller fouiller cette maison. On sait que le miroir c'est pas bon, mais bon, on va quand même faire pour débloquer la suite de l'histoire. Normalement, avec ce qu'on a trouvé là, ça devrait nous faire progresser. Je ne me rappelle plus comment j'avais fait pour le miroir. La fourrure. Ok. D'accord, donc c'était elle pour le miroir. On va quand même le récupérer. Même si ça sera pas l'indice qu'on mettra en avant. Et on va quand même aller voir si la fourrure, on peut la prendre aussi dans la maison. Le dernier indice, c'est la firme. En fait, il suffit juste de parler, je pense. Voilà. Il suffit juste d'essayer de parler le plus possible et reparler de nouveau aux gens. Et après, les objets se débloquent, on va dire. Donc là, normalement, on devrait avoir ce qu'il faut, mais bon.
Elder, for the sake of the Roselle, I've come to speak with you about the key.
Lord Serenoa, I am not one to speak in metaphor and code.
Donc la fourrure, je pense qu'on s'en fiche. Le miroir, on sait ce que ça nous emmène. Donc on va parler de la roche.
Could this pink rock be the key?
Where did you find that?
So it is the key. What do you know of it?
Clearly I can deceive you no longer. I shall tell you everything.
What is this strange pink rock?
A simple taste shall tell you all you need to know.
My word, it tastes of salt. No, it is salt.
Truly, a rock of salt.
Indeed, it is. And the story behind it is a long one. This crystal before you was brought here by Lady Orlea.
My mother brought this?
And you knew of this the whole time, Elder?
Yes, but the seeds of conflict ought not to be left in the sun where they are apt to grow. That was our decision.
Are there any other crystals like this?
There are. Lady Orlea spoke of a repository rife with salt, hidden somewhere in Norzelia.
And where might that somewhere be?
Unfortunately, I do not know. And I fear the knowledge passed with Lady Orlea herself.
Do you know anything about this, Lady Frederica? Anything at all? Did your mother ever mention these crystals to you before? It is imperative that you remember.
I apologize, but this is my first time hearing of them as well.
Calm yourself, Benedict. You're scaring the lass.
Calm myself. The very existence of this crystal changes the nature of our realm as we know it. If you have ever wondered why Hyzant oppresses the Roselle or confines them to the source, this is your answer.
So they did it all to hide the existence of the repository and monopolize salt.
And not just that, anyone who finds that repository could reign over all Norzelia.
Would it really have so great an influence?
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers. It is one of Hyzant's fundamental beliefs, one that, due to their monopoly on both salt and the source, has appeared true all these years. But no longer. With this crystal alone, we can prove their doctrine false.
Revealing their absolute teachings to be mere fabrications would shake Hyzant to its very core.
There may be hope for us yet.
A report, my lord. Hyzant's army is on the horizon.
Lord Serenoa, if you would, I should like to be the one to speak to them.
Of course, Benedict. I leave the matter in your capable hands.
Bon bah c'est cool, on a débloqué la situation. Ça c'était pas évident mais bon. Waouh, là ça va être un peu compliqué je pense.
Lord Serenoa, how unfortunate it is for us to meet under such circumstances. But for disobeying the Holy One's order, I must strike you down.
Before that, Minister Exham, there is something we wish to show you.
It is a mere fragment of something we have discovered in this village. It is a crystal made entirely of salt.
What madness is this you speak? This is salt, indeed. But how is this possible?
It appears to have been passed down among the Roselle, and in a quantity large enough to rival the source.
Unbelievable.
Perhaps so, but we have proof. Salt can be found in places other than the sacred grounds beneath the goddess's feet. I am certain the implications do not escape you.
What is it that you want?
An audience with the Holy One, and a guarantee of safety for us and everyone in this village.
It would be a waste to dispose of both the crystal and House Wolford here. Very well then. I shall secure you an audience with the Holy One. And you have my word, the village will be safe from harm.
Thank you, Minister.
Oh, how I wish I could see the Holy One's face contorted so.
We owe our lives to this. A crystal of salt. Or salt crystal, shall we call it?
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessings of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
Can you imagine if crystals like this were hidden beneath the surface of Norzelia?
I cannot imagine Hyzant being blind to their existence. Salt is the lifeblood of their nation.
Agreed. Which leads me to believe that they have relentlessly oppressed the Roselle to hide it.
You intend to negotiate with the Holy One, then?
Correct. This time, we shan't fail. Not with this salt crystal in our hands. Hyzant will swear its support to us.
If their teachings are truly false, could you not ask them to free the Roselle at the source?
That is a risk we cannot afford to take. Our first priority is rebuilding Wolford. Without it, we cannot even hope to protect our own Rosellan village. I do hope you understand.
I see. I suppose you are right.
And what will you do once granted those privileges, Benedict?
What will I do?
I tire of being made to decide like this time and time again. Don't you, Serenoa?
I do. Our choices grow ever harder, each time piercing me deeper.
It's time we decide what to do for ourselves. I wish to reclaim Glenbrook. With Hyzant beside us, we can defeat Esfrost. So when we meet, I will ask the Holy State to go to war with us.
House Wolford protects the Roselle in defiance of the Holy One's orders. Hyzant sends an army to punish Wolford for their disobedience. Cornered though they may be, Serenoa and his comrades discover a crystal of salt, hidden in the Rosellan village. Benedict leverages its very existence in negotiations with the opposing General Exum and succeeds. The crystal holds the power to change not only Hyzant, but the entire land of Norzelia. With it in hand, Serenoa goes to meet the Holy One.
Petit personnage en plus.
Halt! This is the encampment of House Wolford.
Splendid! For it's Lord Wolford himself that I came to see. Lead me to him, my good man.
Big words from a shady-looking fellow in that ridiculous garb. Be gone at once.
Ridiculous. Why, I'll have you know that these robes are a treasured relic of...
Did I ask about your robes? I said, be gone.
Wait, I say! Who there? Lord Wolford! Can you hear me?
What's all the commotion here?
This strange lad demands an audience with you, Lord Serenoa, and stubbornly refuses to leave.
The name's Narv, grandson and last disciple of the Archmage Grandante, here to offer my services.
The Archmage Grandante? Forgive me, but in all my years of studying the arcane arts, I've never once heard that name.
You haven't? Oh, I see. I suppose you won't have.
Ah, I'm sorry if I offended you.
You needn't apologize, miss. Let's start over, shall we? Let me show you just what the final disciple of the Archmage Grandante can do.
Incredible.
Well, what do you think?
I've never seen anything quite like it.
My illustrious grandfather, the Archmage Grandante, that is, taught me all I know. Please, let me join your army. I'm most certain my sorcery could avail you to no end.
Lord Serenoa, this boy possesses remarkable talent. I must admit he would make a formidable addition to our forces.
Thank you, Jila. Narv, I welcome you to House Wolfort.
Thank you, my lord. My magic will change the world.
Ah, là, c'est vraiment un vrai mage par rapport à l'autre. Il a des sorts de tous les éléments à sa disposition, il peut changer l'orientation des ennemis grâce à ses sorts de vent. Oh, c'est ouf ça. Je pense que par rapport à l'autre de feu, le choix va être vite fait. Hein. Bon, après, je peux me tromper. Hein. Bon, désolé, j'ai fait une petite ellipse. J'ai amélioré un petit peu mes personnages. J'ai réussi quand même à monter lui niveau 3 en d'armes. Monter ça aussi, donc je pense qu'on va un petit peu plus taper plus fort. Sur certains, on a réussi quand même à les passer 2. Dont Anna, que j'adore. Renor qui est fort aussi. J'ai pas pu le faire encore. C'est bon pour le moment. Après, il me faut des objets. Il va falloir que je farme pas mal ça aussi, de ce que j'avais vu là. C'est des petites batailles que vous pouvez faire, vous pouvez les recommencer, donc s'il vous faut de l'argent, farmez celle-là. Vu que vous avez un certain niveau en plus, bah ça monte plus vite. Donc je vais attendre d'en débloquer un peu plus. Là c'est des composants de base, donc c'est pas trop grave, on peut les acheter. Et je pense qu'au fur et à mesure qu'on va avancer, bah, il y aura des missions un peu plus dures. Et qu'il va falloir farmer pour améliorer ses unités, donc ça c'est cool. Donc là, on est bon. Normalement, Serenor va être encore plus fort.
We granted you an audience because of Minister Exham's petition, but I did not expect you to show us this. A crystal made of salt. How very fascinating. It certainly does contradict the doctrine here in our blessed land. Or it would, were it real. Have you any proof that this was not created by magic or technology?
Well...
With all due respect, Minister, I have a question for you in return. What do you think of Asfrost and Glenbrook's decree to stop trade with Hyzant?
I think it nothing more than a threat. Neither would last very long without our salt.
Gustadov is no fool. Such an edict would not come without proper countermeasures in place. Countermeasures such as another source of salt, for example. Having their own salt would make Hyzant's redundant, at best, and your nation would soon find itself in dire straits without the salt tax's revenue.
What is it you want from us?
Your full support.
Lend us your strength, and together we can defeat Asfrost, and Hyzant's ties to all nations will remain intact.
You mean to start a war. The kingdom of Glenbrook may be naught but a puppet now, but it was once your homeland. You understand this, yes?
We do.
Even so, my people do not wish for war. We must try to resolve this peacefully first.
Do you think Gustadolf can be reasoned with? Need I remind you that it was he who invaded Glenbrook? He is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Be that as it may, neither my people nor soldiers will accept it as a reason to go to war.
Then I shall give you one. For I am the second son of King Regna. Roland Glenbrook.
You live. There is no mistaking that face.
Huh. So the prince lives to slay his kingdom's invader. We could not ask for a better reason.
If you need a just cause to go to war, let it be me. We must stop Gustadolf.
It all makes sense now. O Holy One, have you heard? Pray, tell me what you would have us do. It shall be done. Wolfort, Prince Roland, heed the words of the Holy One. The holy state of Hyzant stands with you. The Holy One would see you defeat Esfrost and restore peace to Norzelia. Our nation shall spare no effort in your fight against Gustadolf. From this day forth, we support Prince Roland as our commander and Lord Serenoa as one of the Saintly Seven.
Me? A saint?
We are brethren now. We ride to war together.
Bon, ça fait plaisir d'avoir un peu d'alliés en plus là. Bon, vu comment que ça partait, je me suis dit c'est bon. Tout le monde va être contre nous, on va tous mourir.
Well, would you look at that? We secured Hyzant's support, and you even got yourself named one of the Saintly Seven.
We also received a signed document stating the Roselle and Wolford are left in our care.
Good going, lad.
Oh, it is Benedict and Roland to whom we owe this victory.
Everyone here has suffered so much on my behalf. My weakness and worthlessness have brought pain and misfortune to you all. And for that I must apologize.
You've got nothing to apologize for. I already told you. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown.
I've decided that I must press forward, even if it means crawling forth on my hands and knees. I ask for your support as always. I know I will need it.
And you shall have it. I am with you every step of the way, my lord.
Is something the matter, Frederica?
No. My apologies for worrying you.
Now, to battle! We take back Glenbrook with our own hands!
Donc là, c'est pas encore la bataille.
Are you certain it's wise to return to Esfrost alone, Your Grace? You are needed here.
If Sikrus's missive is to be believed, I'm afraid matters are far too grave to be left to anyone else. Svarog's deception is nearing its climax. His ill-gotten profits are being used to build a weapon of untold destructive power.
Our anonymous source from the manufactory hinted at as much. Svarog is bold to have carried out his plan this far.
Death Snell? What's that?
Let the adults speak, my dear.
If we're to be wed, then there should be trust between us. How long do you intend on treating me like a child?
Very well. Tell her, Thalos.
If you insist, brother. This weapon combines the powerful explosives developed by Dragan with Esfrost's mastery of steelcraft. Although yet to be tested, this cannon is said to have the power to breach even Hyzant's walls. The goddess's shield would buckle under a single blast.
But the shield is impregnable.
I have heard nothing of this. Do you think so little of your general?
A general is to win me victory, as and when I command it.
Svarog's intent isn't to bring Hyzant to heel, however. He means to use the cannon against Brother. But the fool was so blinded by ambition that he never saw the strings guiding his every deed.
Fool that he may be, he served his purpose well. The cannon could not have been made without his engineers and Dragan's research. He will die secure in the knowledge that his bloodline contributed to the glory of Esfrost. Sadly, he shall not live to see his work completed. With it, we shall do what our forebears could not. The goddess's shield shall yield before Esfrost's might and ingenuity.
If we can even approach the walls, brother, the trade embargo will ensure that Hyzant is especially wary of our actions.
On the contrary, their focus will turn inward. With naught else to leverage their influence with, they will take measures to see that none of their precious salt escapes their borders. There may be some gnashing of teeth, to be sure, but it will only be in an attempt to hide their inner turmoil. Erica, muster a force and march to the Hierophant's palace at once. Deliver to Hyzant my final demands.
As you wish, brother. I shall gather what news I can of the Saintly Seven's machinations.
Thalos, you will remain in Glenbrook. Conduct yourself as if I had never left.
You hardly need ask, brother.
That is all. Now go.
Even his own flesh and blood are but tools to be used and then discarded when their purpose is served.
He has faith only in himself. Such has ever been his way.
Esfrost and Glenbrook remained strong after declaring a trade stop with Hyzant. Gustadolf sends Erica to Hyzant to deliver his ultimatum, and dispatches an army to Glenbrook to increase the pressure on the Holy State. Hyzant, under the banner of Prince Roland, sends Minister Serenoa Wolfort of the Saintly Seven to prepare for retaliation. Softly but surely, Norzelia descends into war once more.
Those are the Archduke's wishes. I implore you not to forget that this is his final offer. Come to think of it, I heard that Wolfort was added to your saintly ranks. Where might he be?
I'm afraid I cannot answer that. The dealings of the Saintly Seven are our business, and ours alone.
How disappointing. I had hoped to congratulate him on his promotion.
That wretched woman. Those are hardly wishes.
Esfrost all but demands us open the source to restore our diplomatic relations.
The Duchy fears neither a lack of salt nor the goddess's shield. We can assume they have a plan in mind.
Then this was no more than a ploy to stall for time. We had best expedite House Wolfort's plans to take the capital. Minister Exham, send word to Minister Serenoa.
Bon. Bah, chapitre 13, hein, quand même, on avance bien. J'avais dit dans une précédente vidéo, je crois qu'il y a 20 chapitres. Bon, après, il y en a qui sont peut-être beaucoup plus longs. Là, le 12 était quand même relativement long, on va dire.
You wish to lend us Hyzant's new weapon?
Yes, it was a directive from the Holy One. The weapon is one Minister Lila developed in secret.
I compressed a vast quantity of magic into crystal form. We call this weapon Elfric. The blast crystals have yet to be perfected, but they can decimate a castle wall easily enough.
We thank you for your support.
Be forewarned that their power makes him unwieldy in an average battle.
They are not meant to be used on people. Furthermore, we are only giving you a single blast crystal.
Regardless, I am certain it will come in handy while recapturing Whiteholm Castle.
Its incomplete nature makes it regrettably tricky to use, but Milo should be able to take care of that for you. Use them both wisely.
I am Milo. A dancer by trade, but assistant to the saintly Seven on occasion.
Milo, elle me fait penser dans, pour ceux qui ont joué à Octopath, je sais plus comment elle s'appelait, mais il y avait une danseuse, pareil, comme ça, où on vivait son histoire et tout.
I shall serve you, Minister Serenoa, until we reclaim the capital.
You sure you'll be okay?
You needn't worry. It isn't my first time flirting with danger.
A Hyzantian spy?
Very likely.
The blast of the Elfric should help you catch the enemy unawares. Both my army and Minister Camcells will join in the attack. Can we entrust command to you, Minister Serenoa?
Most certainly. And the crystal will be key in our plan to reclaim Glenbrook.
You have made a grave error in allowing thieves to raid the archives, Constable Sycris.
Forgive me. My guards gave chase as soon as they noticed intruders, but they'd already fled beyond our reach.
What did they take?
Luckily, they were unable to gain entry to where we keep our more sensitive texts. All they were able to make off with was a single book, penned by the late Lady Orlea.
Orlea? She left behind a message of sorts?
She'd bid it be passed on to Lady Frederica when she came of age, but it seems those wishes were forgotten.
Thalos or Erica must have hidden it from her. They derived no greater pleasure than from tormenting her. Do we know what was written in this book?
No. Storage records indicate it was protected by some arcane seal.
It must be of some significance, if she would go to such lengths to protect it from prying eyes. Perhaps something to do with the Rosellan liberation, for which she fought so fiercely. Or perhaps it is not but a mother complaining to her daughter of a duchy they both despise.
I shall send a party to hunt down the thieves at once.
No need. Such ruffians are unlikely to be in the employ of our foe. No doubt they were simply looking to loot us to fill their own purses. It is more important that we dispose of Svarog and finish the Nell with all haste. Dispatch your soldiers there.
Aye, Your Grace.
On se retrouve avec 2 histoires principales maintenant. Ok. Bon bah les amis, on va s'arrêter là pour cette vidéo. À l'heure où j'enregistre, bah il est déjà très tard, donc voilà, c'est déjà bien pour aujourd'hui. J'ai tourné 5-6 épisodes, donc déjà correct on va dire. Donc, on se retrouve très vite pour la suite. J'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu. Moi je trouve que l'histoire commence à monter en puissance. On partait vraiment vers le mal, là ça commence à se retourner tout doucement à notre avantage. Bon, pour combien de temps? On verra bien, mais bon, ce qui est cool, c'est qu'il y a des hauts, il y a des bas, et ça c'est bien, ça rythme le jeu, et je trouve ça c'est cool en fait. Donc je vous remercie d'avoir regardé, je vous dis à très vite, et puis à bientôt. Allez, ciao. Et on n'oublie pas, le petit pouce bleu, ça fait toujours plaisir. Et puis vu qu'on est bientôt 1000 abonnés, j'espère qu'on va réussir à franchir le cap, donc n'hésite pas à t'abonner, ça m'aidera énormément. Allez, ciao.